Up in the sky, just floating all alone. Aberrant signs flashing pixels on their own. Selling dreams at 50,000 miles high. In a suit of silence under starry sky. Drifting near my station, trouble in my path. Competition's close now, got no time to laugh. They cut it sharp and drift just inches near. Space is wide, but rivals' presence clear. My spacesuit shakes when they come riding by. Ghosts and counters make me question why. Up here it's cold, but what would I trade? Back on Earth I dream it's raining shade. Billboards glowing ads that never stop. Messaging from mountaintop to mountaintop. Out here there's quiet but chaos too. In the marketing war under the cosmic blue. Flybys in the night, disturbing my domain. The shadows cast a silhouette of strain. Orbiting so near, fighting for the view. In eternal night sky, rivalry feels new. My spacesuit shakes when they come riding by. Ghosts and cowards make me question why. Up here it's cold, but what would I trade? Back on Earth I dream it's raining shade.
We were EVA on Pepsi 1, repairing a micrometeorite impact, 102 kilometers in a stable geosync orbit above the city of New York. The giant blue and red swath surrounding the Pepsi logo stretched half a kilo before us with NYC above us. We had finished the repair and the sun was breaking the crescent of the Earth. The white background soon glowed brilliant, and we all dropped solar shields. I mused about how I had ended up here. Top of my class at Harvard Business. Huge bonus when I took the developer job at Pepsi Marketing, now head of the special projects depth of TriADV, the second largest ad agency in America. President Biden had shaken my hand when TriADV started our low orbit flights in 2021. We brought tourists up to drop off supplies and went back to JFK Airport.
Space, the final front.
Jones quipped.
Shut the hell up! Want to get us sued? This is an open frequency!
Smith said. His brown eyes looked mirthful.
Besides, the Enterprise got destroyed in that last Abrams flick, and Mr. Brown don't want any lawsuits.
I looked at Jones. Any publicity is good publicity, I've always been told, but lawsuits cost money. Jones and Smith were our keepers, and I had come up with a load of repair supplies this midnight. 3-hour EVA to make the repairs, then we turned and headed along the railing that kept us attached to the satellite. A small beep sounded in my ear. Smith, what is that?
Sounds like a proximity alarm. Jones, get your iPad.
Smith commanded. He was the satellite commander and was responsible for crew and satellite safety, whereas I had project responsibility. Jones had her armored iPad. She was reading telemetry from the sensors. They were very finely tuned EM readers and emitters. They had picked up an echo approaching from somewhere out of sight.
Seems to be on slow approach, a couple thousand meters away, closing on our position, coming out of the sun and below. It is definitely coming from the east. We should be seeing it soon.
Jones said. A pale white line emerged as the dawn began to reflect from the surface of the incoming object. It was about a kilometer below us and passed over our heads. It was 3 kilometers long and about 0.5 kilometers wide. It nearly blocked the Earth as it passed. It resembled a dirigible in space. The skin was translucent white. A central beam or column stretched the entire 3 kilometers. There appeared to be large banks of colored spotlights. As the middle of the giant object passed in front of us, the bright red sign blinked not only on the Earth side, but the outward side. The sign read, Trojan. The font looked familiar. Jones and Smith began laughing. What is so funny? I asked.
Didn't you say that your accounts included Church and Dwight?
Yes, I have a meeting next week with them about a geosynchronous ad over Tokyo. Reality struck me like a bag of bricks. Church and Dwight, the owners of the Trojan Condom Company, had an advertising sign that was not geosynchronous, but anti-orbital. And as the propulsion unit of the giant condom passed overhead, I could read the name of the largest ad agency in China peeking out from the cluster of solar panels. I quickly figured out where Church and Dwight had gotten the financing for this ad. The United Nations had been sitting on a $5 billion safe sex advertising budget. That was months ago, and as I drove to my new job at Pepsi Communications, I looked at the morning sky, and there rising just south of the dawning sun was the line of orbital ads: Trojan, McDonald's, Ford, Boeing, and a new one. They soared majestically above Atlanta, the last a huge representation of a classic Coke bottle, twice as big as the Trojan condom. I pulled my Zev over to the side of the road and began praying for rain.